these deer just come back from feeding, and they just hit the big timber. So that's all they're allowed. They just want to be in the big timber. And once they get in the big timber, they just kind of mill around for a few hours here. So you'll see some incredible trails we're walking in. You'll see, I think he can be right. So we had to hang a stand here. We didn't really know what we were going to be running into when we got here, but I mean, I don't know if we bumped any deer. I don't think so. So we're in time. Yards max. We've got about a half an hour left. It's been a fun morning. We had 2 little flurries of activity, and I think it was that same little buck that caused both of them. He pushed a doe and a fawn this way early, and then he moved a whole group of them, I think maybe three does and a fawn total, back in our direction later. I'm sure he was hoping that one of them was an estrus, but obviously they weren't. And had there been, a better buck around, I think he probably would have came and laid down the law. But again, it was fun to be part of a little activity this morning right on the edge of this big, heavy, thick bedding area. I mean, it's a jungle, a bunch of fully mature cedar trees. The afternoon calls for some high winds, and I'm not sure yet how we're going to play that. We'll wait to hear what Ev has to say. Whether we get on the edge someplace, hope the deer go out to feed, or get back in the timber, hope they stay out of the wind. He'll have a better feel for it. We'll just do whatever he recommends. So we're going to climb down here in about half an hour, but it was fun. It was definitely, a good opportunity. I mean, it could have been, the right buck, and he might have stepped into our lane here, and this all could have worked out perfect. You don't know if you don't go. So put your time in, and eventually you get rewarded. So we'll see you back again this afternoon. Like I said, I'm not sure what we're going to be doing, but we'll bring you something, even if we don't hunt. Maybe we'll just do a quick little explanation of why we aren't. So thanks for hanging with us. We'll see you back here in a couple hours. Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails is brought to you by Redneck Blinds, Code of Silence Apparel, Hunt Stand Pro Whitetail, Fuse Accessories, Elevate Tree Stands, B3 Releases and Broadheads, and Hoyt. We're set up for the afternoon hunt, December 9th. I don't think I've ever sat this close to the ground before. We called it a tree stand hunt. Probably 8 or 10 feet up, 10, 12 feet up. The problem with this area, with that wind, is probably going to be really hard on this audio. The problem with this area, there's all these scrubby trees, and the branches, they only go up about 15 feet and then they spread out. Well, there's no way you got any kind of shooting lanes if you go any higher than this. Plus, this tree doesn't have any straight spots on it higher than this. This is where Ev says that the deer cross. He said he did a fair amount of scouting in here back in October, late October, early November, and there was a lot of crossing through here heading out to the crop fields. I don't see trails right now, but they could be just moving through here kind of randomly and not following trails. It was so windy out in the open, 25 to 30 mile an hour wind, but back in here it's not too bad. Once in a while we'll feel a gust, but I mean, this is no big deal. Back here in the timber, it'll be an interesting one. We're going to put this camouflage to the test, that's for sure, because if these deer do look up at all, they're going to see something that doesn't look quite right up in this mulberry tree. It's going to be two blobs of camouflage, of coat of silence camo. I don't know. What do you think, Ethan?
I'm just along for the ride.
He's a non-thinking participant.
That's right.
I have no idea what to expect. If I had to rate this one, I'd give it a 10 on the curiosity scale, and maybe a 5 on the we're probably going to shoot one scale. So we're going to stick with the curiosity aspect of this one. We'll see how this test turns out. Could be interesting. We've got about 45 minutes to go. Feels like we just got in here. We definitely got in late. The wind is supposed to lay down, and if it does, I think it's fine right now back in here, so I don't see any reason why the deer wouldn't move. So we'll keep you updated. My guess is we'll have some deer to show you here before this evening's over with. There's two more coming out by that cedar tree, just to the left of the cedar tree, between the cedar tree and the brush pile. This one's getting ready to cross. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, here it comes. death awaits on this side of the creek. They're safe over there. We're back at the hotel. We ended up seeing 8 antlerless deer. No bucks this evening. They all stayed on the north side of that creek next to the sanctuary. So we were able to get out of there without making too much of a mess of it. Tomorrow, Ev's got some plans for us to try a couple new spots. So we'll bring you some more action tomorrow, and then hopefully we can show you some antlers and maybe with a little luck get something on the ground. So keep checking back, and we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you back here again tomorrow for the next episode of Hoyt's Bowhunting Whitetails. And remember to always dream
Big.